Hey familia, Miranda here. Welcome to another episode of First Viewing, where I share my thoughts and recommendations with you guys on films that I watched for the very first time. So I don't have a huge stack today, you guys. I mean, now that the kiddos are on, summer break and everything, I haven't really been watching too much and nothing too overly exciting. But I do have a little bit to share with you guys, so let's go on ahead and get right into it. All right, so first up, I did check out American Underdog. I actually really enjoyed this one, you guys. Wasn't really expecting to enjoy it as much as I did, but yeah, I even got a little sentimental here and there, surprisingly. But this, I honestly thought was a very good insight to who like Kurt Warner was, and basically all the obstacles he faced to get to, the kickoff of his career and everything. And so yeah, I loved all the football games and stuff that were in here, and just all the football hype, and how he was just so always like dedicated. Like he really wanted to, make his dream come true. And I think that motivation just really kept him going, and it was just really cool to see that. And just how, it made his career, just everything he went through to get to, finally becoming a pro, football player and stuff. So it is really good, you guys. I highly do recommend this one. All right, so next up is The Gallows, you guys. This one I really didn't care too much for. It was a one and done for me. I mean, it definitely had a little bit of like creepy moments here and there, but for the most part, like some of the characters in this were just so like obnoxious. It really wasn't very like scary or anything like that. Like no jump scares, nothing. And there's just so much like over exaggerated screaming happening in this. It got really kind of annoying at times. So yeah, but like I said, it had some decent, kind of like horror elements, bit of creepiness to it, but it wasn't anything that wowed me or like anything over the top. So yeah, it was definitely a one and done for me. If you want to check it out, go ahead. But like I said, it's not really anything that I myself would recommend, but who knows, you may take a better liking to it than I did. So next up is The Bling Ring. This one was actually a decent watch, you guys. I'm not gonna say I absolutely loved it, but I enjoyed it for the most part. But basically it has to do with these group of like teens that it is based on a true story. With these teens, they basically broke into several celebrities' houses and stole millions and millions of dollars worth of clothing and like jewelry and just a bunch of other things, you guys. Cars, all that. So yeah, I will say there's a lot of drug use surprisingly in this. A lot of the times these kids, they were like freaking under the influence, whether it was, alcohol, drugs, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was just kind of interesting, kind of crazy to see all these celebrities' houses that they broke into, like Audrina Partridge, Paris Hilton, Lindsay Lohan, which was kind of like their main hit that they wanted, Orlando Bloom, and even Megan Fox and some others, you guys. What I don't get though is that Paris Hilton, they hit her house so many times. You'd think that she would have learned the first time and would have like upped her security or something, but no, like that doesn't make any sense. Like how they were able to get into her house so many times. Like seriously, if you're a celebrity, they already stole millions from you. Shoot, I would have put in a security system or done something to, better secure your home. But yeah, they hit her house a ton of times, you guys, which is crazy. And the weird thing is they mostly did it for themselves. Like they wanted to feel like celebrities themselves. They didn't really steal the things much to actually go out and sell them. I mean, yeah, they sold like some Rolexes, some handbags, but for the most part, they just wanted to feel like a bunch of like rich kids living this like luxurious life and everything. So it's kind of interesting to see that. But yeah, for the most part, I enjoyed this one. It wasn't anything like crazy over the top. I loved it kind of thing. But yeah, I'd recommend you checking this one out. It was kind of interesting, kind of fun. All right, next up is Missing Link. So this is a Leica film. It's one that kind of flew under the radar. And I did overall enjoy this one. The kiddos did too. It's kind of different from all the other Leica films. It's more of a lighthearted story, more kind of straightforward. It's not anything like, like Coraline or whatever that's, kind of creepy, kind of weird story going on. No, this one is just kind of pretty straightforward. I mean, as always, the stop animation is excellent, and overall it is just a fun little flick, just some fun characters and everything. And so yeah, I would recommend you check this one out. All right, so next is Tad and the Lost Explorer, you guys. I did not care for this one, but my kiddos said that they really enjoyed it, which I don't know. I really did not care for this one. I did not know this was actually based on a video game, but it definitely has like Indiana Jones vibes. Like you can see, like even just the text there, you know. Yeah, it has Indiana Jones vibes, but it does not compare in any way to Indiana Jones. But basically, I guess you could consider Tad to be, you know, Indiana Jones. But I mean, the story has to do with he's in possession of this one item. Obviously, there's a villain dude who's out to get the item and will do anything to get it and stuff. And he befriends this girl who he was supposed to like meet up with her because she's this professor's daughter and she's supposed to give the item to her and stuff like that. So, I mean, they kind of end up, you know, liking each other in the end and whatnot. This guy is kind of like friends with her. He's kind of like a guide, I guess you want to consider him. Honestly, he was the best part of this film. He was so funny. He is voiced by Chichi Marin, but yeah, his character was just absolutely hilarious, you guys. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, you got like mummies that come to life and temples and all that kind of stuff in here. So yeah, screams Indiana Jones, but it just didn't really work for me. And even this girl, like, come on, it's supposed to be like a kids movie. You put this like huge boob girl in here and whatnot. It's kind of weird to see like in a cartoon movie, her like boobs just kind of like flying all over the place. But yeah, I didn't care for this one, you guys. Kids did. I don't know what's wrong with that. But yeah, I'd say it's a no-go. I don't really think it was a very good like family flick or whatever. So all right, next up is this crazy long title movie titled Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. That is a mouthful to say. This film actually was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I mean, I'd heard people just bashing on this film, and I actually really enjoyed this. The kiddos did too. We were seriously laughing our butts off the entire time, you guys. This was just so funny. It was one thing after another for this family. I mean, basically this kid right here, he wakes up, he's having this worst day ever. It's his birthday and everything. And so he makes, well, it's not his birthday, but it's like the day before his birthday. And so like midnight hits, he makes a wish on this like cupcake or whatever that his family could go through what he's going through. And lo and behold, the next day on his birthday, he's having an awesome day, but his family is having the worst days of their life. And it is seriously just one thing after another. They get into one thing and then another thing, and just everything starts happening to them. And it is just a loads of fun, you guys. Like seriously, me and the kiddos were just laughing and laughing. So I highly recommend this one. If you've heard bad things on this one, it truly is not as bad as they make it out to be. It is fun, you guys. It is funny. So I do recommend this one. All right, so I finally checked out How to Eat Fried Worms. Ew. I remember reading the book back, I want to say it was either elementary school or middle school. But yeah, you guys, I will say this was actually pretty dang fun, you guys. It's full of funny moments and everything. But I will say though, you definitely need to have a stomach for this, okay? There was a couple certain worms in here that, yeah, I almost just threw up, you guys. It was so gross. Like my stomach was just turning. I am not a fan of insects in general, but especially worms. I don't like worms. I don't like slimy things, you guys. And so this was just so gross, but so fun at the same time. But yeah, so definitely if you can't handle worms, like this kid eating these worms, and there's like all sizes, all colors of worms and everything. And so yeah, if your stomach can't handle that, I wouldn't recommend this, but it is a fun one, you guys, and it's pretty funny. It's just the worms kind of make it super gross. All right, so next up, I did check out Bookies. This one was all right, you guys. I don't know that I would maybe watch it again. It was okay, but nothing that I truly loved or truly found like funny. I mean, it has its moments, you guys, for sure. There's some fun elements to it, some funny things, you know, that happen in here. But basically, you have these three guys. They become bookies at their college, and so yeah, they start to get money and everything. One of them starts to get kind of greedy and stuff, and so they have some things that happen to them. And then obviously there are actual like real bookies out there who find out about it and are kind of like out to get them and stuff like that. And so, you know, there's some trouble going on there, because obviously, you know, they're trying to take all their clients and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, overall it was a decent watch, but again, I don't know if I'd necessarily watch it again, but you know, feel free to check it out. You may like it. Like I said, it does have some fun and funny elements to it and stuff, and there's some great moments in here for sure. So yeah, we got Bookies. All right, and last but not least, we do have Miss Juneteenth. And basically, this mom, she is a former Miss Juneteenth queen. And so she, has her daughter trying out for these pageants and stuff like that, getting her ready for this Miss Juneteenth pageant. Obviously, the girl, she's not into it. She's not feeling it. She doesn't want it. But the mom obviously is just kind of like forcing her. And mind you, they don't really have much money, but the mom wants her to, like her daughter to, have a better kind of life and, become also this Miss Juneteenth like she was and stuff. And, just for her to like better herself and whatnot. And so, yeah, it was okay. It was just kind of a one and done for me. I mean, I thought the performances were fairly decent, but yeah, the storyline, I don't know, I just really wasn't invested into it, really wasn't feeling it too much. I mean, because that just kind of tends to happen sometimes. Obviously, you have these moms that want their girls in these pageants and stuff like that, but these girls, they don't want it. It's not their dream, it's more the parents' dream, and so they kind of push it on them and whatnot. So that's kind of pretty much what this was. So not really anything that hasn't been done before and whatnot. So, but the specific Miss Juneteenth, obviously, is the pageant. And so, like I said, I don't know. I really wasn't feeling it. So I wouldn't recommend it. But if you're into the whole kind of pageant thing, I wouldn't say it's like anything over the top, pageant, but it was okay. So that is everything for today's episode, you guys. Let me know if you guys have seen any of these films, your thoughts on them, and let me know what you guys have watched that's been interesting lately. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the family if you have not, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.